Hello fellow anime geeks and welcome to another review on my quest to try all the anime. I got my usual 4 questions ready and today I have a Netflix original anime and an anime original. It's Godzilla S.P. or written out Godzilla singular point. FYI, I know it's Gojira, Gorilla, and Kujira or whale, but I've grown up saying Godzilla and I'm so self-conscious that I'm just gonna like slip and accidentally mispronounce the original, so I'm just gonna stick with Godzilla. The mouth tags are action, sci-fi, mystery, and mecha. Now, I personally wouldn't say mecha, seeing as there was really only one robot, and we weren't really creating a whole like futuristic technological system revolving around mechas like in something like Pacific Rim or any of the anime that ripped off. But it is most definitely action and sci-fi, and the mystery tag is there because this is a loving homage to the suspenseful monster disaster movies of old. Not only do we reference just tons of lore that has been built up over decades of Godzilla movies, the anime in and of itself, the art, the mood, the music, the suspense that it has, it feels like a throwback to those movies. And in my opinion, also kind of a throwback to an older, more romantic generation of anime. But you don't need to have watched anything prior to enjoy this fun standalone plotline. It's a new origin story for Godzilla and has its own sci-fi twist. Also, like any good old disaster movie, we follow a select group of individuals that are from different fields and sometimes from different parts of the world, and they're all about to be connected through this event. Their plot lines sort of weave in and around the main story as things begin to go south. There's this constant intrigue because we don't really know who's a good guy and who's a bad guy, or how all of their actions are going to fit together. All these people are so fishy. And I also want to mention that as much as this is a new origin story for Godzilla, it's also a new origin story for Jet Jaguar, which brings me to my absolute favorite element, unique element to this anime. I think the sound director for this show is a freaking genius. During all of Jet Jaguar's like fight scenes, we hear what sounds like an instrumental version of his old original theme song. All of the suspenseful noises sound like they're straight out of an old film. Scooby-Doo music. And not to mention that a central piece to the actual storyline is a song that they wrote to sound like an old Indian ballad from like the 50s. I can't really tell you why though. I have lots of notes on aesthetic and mood and how much I really like these things in this show, but in the essence of time, and more important to me, is the fact that the writing and the direction were good. The way that the narration set over images that sort of set the scene turned into a dialogue that then jump-started the plot was such an interesting way of introducing us to this world, and also an exposition device that I've rarely seen before. It's certainly not pulled off well like that. It also seems like they took the best exposition devices out of all possible disaster films and used them in the best possible way. Newsreels for transitions, comical check-ins with random characters to see disaster brewing, and shots of deteriorating systems to create urgency. Our protagonist had to travel by air, land, and sea, and all sorts of combinations of vehicles in order to save the world. I can't really go into all of the references and homages that they did for all of the Godzilla movies of the past because there were just so many, and frankly, probably most of them just went over my head because I'm not too familiar with this universe. But there were, however, a lot of nerd snipes that were a lot of fun, like the proper handling of microfiche, hash encryption, molecular structures. But why? Why is the coolest physics thing that we can come up with always freaking time travel? Don't worry, I'm not gonna spoil in what capacity they use time, or as they like to talk about it and misuse some actual proper terminology, the 4th dimension. Ooh, you guys, X, Y, and Z are the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd dimensions. It's not some like weird Twilight Zone terminology here, but
there is a 5th dimension.
I'm not buying their crazy pseudoscience, but don't worry, there's always some sort of weird, quirky scientist in the room to help dumb it down for us unintelligent folk who don't get the system by folding a simple piece of paper. And also, sorry, but a room full of physical scientists and she's the only one who thinks of a Mobius strip? And okay, again, sorry, but there's just much easier, smarter ways of making 6 equal 9. Did you try modular arithmetic? Okay, but is it worthwhile? Well, I'm reminded of the Pacific Rim Honest trailer.
Either the most awesome dumb movie ever made, or the dumbest awesome movie ever made.
Is the Godzilla SP main storyline basically just like dumb pseudoscience? Yes. And that ending, what the But is it expertly and lovingly crafted to just hit you in the nostalgia feels? Is it so fun that basically all of my reaction footage was just me cracking up in like crazy laughter? And does it have as many, if not more, geeky references per runtime as The Big Bang Theory? Yes, yes, and yes. Godzilla SP is one of the smartest dumb anime I've ever seen and is therefore worthwhile. And on that note, I'll catch you in the next video. The music, it's beginning. Oh boy. Run to the robot, run to the robot. Da-da-da. Go, man. Go. Oh no. Da-da-da-da-da. This is the coolest, dumbest fight I've ever seen.